The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read. Your source for news, politics, sports, and all things trending. Here's your host, Marcus Gentry.
Welcome to the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. Now, today's show is going to be about Suleiman, the guy that was executed or killed by Donald Trump and this administration. We have a problem, people. And the problem is that the Iranians love this man. Regardless of what the American institution and American government think about him being a terrorist, he was well loved in the Iranian people. You see, our government could tell us all day long that he killed and massacred a lot of people, in which he did. But I've been looking over this man's history. And in his country, he is almost like General S. Patton of American history. The man was considered a great leader amongst his people. And I hate to turn this show into a rant, but people, we gotta get this guy out of the presidency. And if you guys don't understand what's going on, it's the same thing that happened with George Bush when he lost the election against Gore. They immediately went into a war, people. And what happened after the war? The recount stopped. And everybody got behind Bush. You see, Donald Trump is hoping that the same thing is going to happen with him because he's being impeached. We got to remove this clown. We got to remove him, people. I have family members. One of my children is in the military. And he don't care about sacrificing hundreds of thousands of lives just to keep his ass out of jail. He don't care about that. And you got some people in the Republican Party, they really don't care about that neither. This is a game to them. I keep telling you people that they playing chess, not checkers. You know, we sitting around here with this social media mentality and our heads in the clouds. These people are playing chess. I got a lot of things that I wanted to get done today. I have a new advertisement coming up, MG Modeling, and we're going to do that on the commercial breaks. And you know, we had a pretty good New Year. Before I get further into Qasem Soleimani, before I get further into that, I just want to say a big shout out to the MG Models company. They did a big thing New Year's. We brought in the New Year's with them. They had a fashion show. They did a nice walk on the runway, and the after party was even crunker. It was nice, people, and it's a good service, especially for young men and women who want to showcase their talents, because you got a lot of people who don't realize that modeling is a job. Very few get paid at it. Very few. You know, people try to be models all their life. Well, usually it's a jump off to other things like a movie career or a social media career. But you can get paid off of it. So if you just want some sexy photos for your boo thing or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or if you're trying to make a career out of it, get in contact with these ladies. Also, I have some things coming down the pike as far as the Masonic journals. We're doing some charity events here coming soon, and I'm gonna get some dates and things of that nature, so we can you know, get the people in the community behind us. Now, as far as the Masonic journals go, You can contact me at masonicjournal@gmail.com. Again, that's masonicjournal@gmail.com. So reach out to me, whatever social events you got going on, whatever charity events you got going on, drop me an email. I'll get in contact with you. I'll find out all pertinent information, lawful and pertinent information, and if it's correct, then we'll advertise it here free on the show. I'm not going to charge. I am looking for advertisers though, but I'm not going to charge the brothers and sisters for the Masonic Journal. This is charity work. So let's get back into Qasem Soleimani. Now, to know your adversary, you got to know a little bit about him. So I did some research on this guy. He was born March 11, 1957. And of course, he died January 3rd, 2020. And he was an Iranian major general in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. From 1998 until his death, he was the commander of the Quds Force. This is like the special forces of the Iranian military. It was a division primarily responsible for extraterritorial military and clandestine operation. And for those of my listeners that's still in the hood that really need to have a breakdown of clandestine, that's things done undercover. These are secretive operations like our special forces, like our SEAL team. These people invade other countries and make plots and plans to destroy other countries on the inside. Now, this man began his military career at the start of the Iran and Iraq War in the 1980s. Now, this is when Saddam Hussein tried to invade Iran, because Iran and Iraq have been enemies for hundreds of years. For years, people. Hundreds of years. And of course, we already done took out Iraq. We haven't taken out Iran yet. Excuse me. He was later involved in extraterritorial operations, providing military assistance to Hezbollah in Lebanon. In 2012, Soleimani helped bolster the Syrian government, a key Iranian ally during the Syrian civil war. And of course, we don't like Syria neither. Soleimani also was the commander of the combined Iraqi government and Shia militia forces that advanced against ISIL. So he has been fighting against the head choppers, the people we call the head choppers. These are the people who make those crazy, disgusting videos of decapitating people. He was fighting against them. And this is why he was loved in his country. Regardless of whether we think this man was a danger to the U.S. or not, the people in his country are in the streets in masses. Death to America is what they're preaching, people. Donald Trump is a danger to this country. He needs to be impeached and removed immediately. We cannot keep playing around with this guy. He is going to lead us into another war to keep him from being impeached and removed. We got to understand this, people. Now, I usually drink coffee or tea during my show. I got me a stiff drink. It's 12 o'clock. I got me a stiff drink. Because that's how serious this is, people. We're not taking this serious. Especially the people on the religious right. They down with this. And that's another reason why he did this move. Because he thinks this is going to bolster the Christian community to vote for him again. This is dangerous, people. I'm gonna dive further into Soleimani. Soleimani was killed in a targeted U.S. drone strike on the 3rd of January 2020 in Baghdad. Abu Mahdi al-Mohandis, the deputy head of Iraqi Popular Mobilization Forces, was also killed. Soleimani was succeeded as commander of the Akud force by Ismail Ghani. Now I looked up this guy. The guy that took Soleimani's place is even worse. Soleimani at least had a head on his shoulders. He was dangerous, but the man was a thinker. And sometimes he went against his leaders when they tried to do stupid stuff. This new guy that they put in place, he's worser. This guy's real dangerous. Real dangerous. The new guy, his name is Ismail Ghani. This man is real dangerous. Now, various sources offer conflict evidence as to his place of birth, which is irrelevant. Because his birthplace is irrelevant to me. I dived into his history of, how he moved and became so popular amongst the people. This man was a concrete worker in Iran. He went to work at a major city in Iran to pay the debt that his father owed to somebody. And when Saddam Hussein invaded the country of Iran, he didn't have no military experience whatsoever. But he trained people to fight against Saddam Hussein, and they followed his leadership. That's how powerful this dude was. This guy was serious. In his youth, he moved to the city of Kerman and worked as a construction worker to help repay a debt his father owed. In 1975, he began working as a contractor for the Kerman Water Organization. When not at work, he spent his time lifting weights in local gyms and attending the sermons of a traveling preacher, Hojat Kamyad, a protege of Al-Khamenei. Now, Al-Khamenei is the head of Iran. This man used to sit in the church of one of Ali Khamenei's preachers. So you already know the people of Iran love this guy. Regardless of whether we think he was a terrorist or dangerous or not. Donald Trump just stirred up a hornet's nest, trying to keep his ass out of jail. It's all about protecting Donald Trump, even if he's going to cost the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. And we Americans, we're going to win because we got the strongest military in the world. The strongest military in the world. But it's going to cost us hundreds of thousands of lives, people. Hundreds of thousands. Because there's two things that's going on with Iran that's different from Iraq that people need to understand. And I'm going to get into this first commercial break. And when I get back, I'm going to go into the differences between Iraq and Iran. Okay? Because you need to know this. Regardless whether you in the deepest, darkest hood of America or in the upper echelons of Hollywood and the Beverly Hills. Regardless, you need to know the type of hornet's nest that this man has stirred up trying to keep himself from being impeached. This is happening all over again, people. Just like we had when Bush ran for office. They lied talking about weapons of mass destruction. Them people didn't have no weapons of mass. They were dangerous, but they didn't have no weapons of mass destruction. They didn't have no capability of doing nothing to America but talk. That's it. And we went over there and invaded them people's country because Bush wanted to keep the presidency. This is an ongoing thing with the Republican Party, and it's dangerous, people. It's costing people lives. So when I come back off this commercial break, I'm gonna give you the difference between Iran and Iraq, because you need to know this. You need to know what kind of hornet's nest that Donald Trump has stirred up over here in the Middle East. We'll be back with the Daily Read.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
The Walk-In Closet presents MG Modeling and Talent Management. This is the hottest modeling and talent management company in the Murfreesboro and surrounding areas, with photo packages starting at $199 and up. Now this includes a complete makeover and professional photo shoot. Now when I say complete makeover, people, I mean hair, makeup, wardrobe, photography, and coaching. If you don't have that perfect outfit for your shoot, no worries. MG Modeling have it covered. Now they also have kids packages as well as ages from newborn and up. This is a professionally licensed beauty service team, and these photos are absolutely amazing, people. Now if you're looking to join the MG Modeling team, auditions are Wednesday through Sunday at 2 to 5 p.m. Contact information is 931-237-8699. That's 931-237-8699. You can also reach out by email at mgtai, that's mgtai at gmail.com. Again, that's mgtai at gmail.com. Thank you, people.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
All right, people, we're back with the Daily Read. I'm your host, Marcus Gentry. Now, on the last segment, we went over a brief history of Qasem Soleimani. Now, on this segment, I'm going to tell you the difference between Iraq and Iran. Okay. Iraq was ran by basically a godless man. Okay. All Arabs are not Muslim. Okay. You got to understand this, just like all Americans aren't Christian. All Arabs are not Muslim. Saddam Hussein was not per se a Muslim person. Saddam Hussein dibbled and dabbed in sexual exploits. He killed people. He basically suppressed the religious part of his Muslim country. Okay, so you got to understand this. Iran is a different ball game. Iran is a straight Muslim society. The people of Iran will die, will kill themselves and kill you in their beliefs. That's how serious Iran is compared to Iraq. Iraq is a different altogether creature than Iran. Iran is not playing games, people. These people will kill themselves and kill you because they have an understanding that they will be given respite, given peace in the afterlife. Now, we as Americans, we give lip service to religion. You know, we got people claim they're Christian, claim they're Muslim, and things of that nature. And that's cool. But the reason why I just did a show last week on Christmas and how Christmas is a conglomeration of pagan holidays combined together. That's what Christmas is. Christmas is not anything based on religion. You got the holly tree, which came out of Egypt. You got the Christmas tree, which came out of Egypt. You got the holly wreath, which came out of Germany. You know, you got the 25th of December, which was a pagan holiday for sexual exploits. People would literally go out in the streets and have sex with anybody on December 25th. And if you got pregnant during that time, your child was considered a very special child in your household, even among your children by your wife. Understand what this means, people. Muslim people know the truth about this stuff. That's why they call Americans infidels. That's why they call Americans and Christians fakes, godless people. Because they know that the religion of Christianity was invented. Jesus didn't practice Christianity. We got to have an understanding about this. Iran is a different ball game than Iraq. These people will kill you and themselves just to kill you. And this is the hornet's nest that Donald Trump has stirred up to keep himself out of prison and keep himself from being impeached and removed from office. He's willing to risk hundreds of thousands of lives to keep himself from being removed from office because he has indictments waiting on him, and he knows it, him and his whole family. I'm going to get into another little brief history of Soleimani, the man that Donald Trump had killed. The man joined the Revolutionary Guard in 1979 following the Iranian Revolution, which saw the Shah fall and Ayatollah Khomeini take power. Now the Shah was just like Saddam Hussein. You know, they claim Muslim, but they're not really Muslim because they don't follow Muslim ethics. And let me break that down to you. Certain things that we do, having sex out of marriage, that's not Christianity, that's not Islam. Overindulgence of drinking, that's not saying you can't have some wine or drink, but the overindulgence of it, that's not Christian, that's not Muslim. Certain things that we do in our society that's acceptable is not followed by the guidelines. Even homosexuality is not followed by the guidelines of religious beliefs. And these are the people who ran Iraq and Iran. The Shah of Iran was just like Saddam Hussein. They claimed Muslim, but they wasn't really Muslim. So when Soleimani took over Iran, he made Iran a strict Muslim country. These people get whipped in the streets if they get drunk. That's not saying they can't have alcohol, but they will get beat in the streets if they're caught somewhere drunk. That's how serious these people are. These people out in the streets right now screaming death to America. Right now, they out in the streets screaming death to America. And this is what we got to understand. They're not playing games. And they will retaliate. They don't care about no bombs dropping in their country. Every time you go in a liquor store in Chicago, New York, Nashville, wherever you live at, and you see an Arab behind that counter, he's mostly Iranian. Whenever you get heroin in this country, from out of the country, that's Iranian poppy seeds. These people, even though they hated by Americans, they contribute to American society. And you don't know who amongst these people are going to have a grudge against American society for killing this man. We got killers right here in this country. And you got to understand this. We got our heads in the clouds on some other stuff, reality shows, and all kinds of crap. And we ain't paying attention. And it's finna start popping off. Y'all think ISIL, or we call them ISIS, but the real pronunciation is ISIL. If you think that these people is bad, they head choppers. That's true. They cut people's heads off. And the thing about cutting your head off, what ISIL is, they feel like that's a decent death for you. The Iranian people, they a whole different ball game. They will set you on fire while a whole crowd of people watch, and they will set you on fire, literally in the streets. That's how serious these people is. Donald Trump right now is facing multiple indictments after he's not the president anymore. We got to remove him. We got to get him out of office before he starts a war, because what happens is nobody wants to remove him for fighting a war against Iran, because everybody hates Iran. So if he starts a war with Iran, it's going to be just like Bush 2.0. Everybody going to try to get behind Donald Trump. Everybody going to try to wave the American flag and say, you know, we got to stand by our president in time of war. This is a trick. They got you in a trick bag right now. They got you in a trick bag. The whole time these people are out to kill you, just to save this man from going to prison or getting prosecuted after he leave the office of the presidency. On September 22nd, 1980, when Saddam Hussein lost an invasion of Iran, setting off the Iran and Iraq War 1980 to 88, Soleimani joined the battlefield, serving as the leader of a military company. That's how loved this man was in his country. This man was a damn construction worker and became a general. He didn't have no prior military experience. He just the first one that stood up and grabbed a gun and said, I'm finna protect my home. That's why these people loved him, regardless of whether we thought he was a criminal or a killer or what. Soleimani joined the battlefield serving as the leader of a military company consisting of men from the Kerman, whom he assembled and trained. He quickly earned a reputation for bravery and rose through the ranks because of his role in the successful operation of retaking the lands of Iraq he had occupied, eventually becoming the commander of the 41st Thurala Division while still in his 20s. He was doing this in his 20s. This man was 65 years old when they killed him. So that means his reputation has been growing since he was 20 years old, from a construction worker. He was the people's general over there. He wasn't no military man. He rose through the ranks, fighting his way through the ranks. This man, I got a list right here of all the wars this man have been in. This man been in over 21 wars in his country, fighting against Iraq. 21 wars. Most military soldiers, when they go into military service in America, they might enter into one war. Like my mother, she was in the military for 26 years. And she been to 2 wars. She was in the Iraq War, and she was in the first Iraq War, and that's it. This man been in 21 wars. This man done watched over 20,000 people, well over 20, probably hundreds of thousands of his people get slaughtered, and he probably done slaughtered plenty of people. After the war during the 1990s, he was in IRGC commander in Kerman province in this region, which is relatively close to Afghanistan. Afghan-grown opium travels to Turkey and on to Europe. Soleimani's military experience helped him earn a reputation as a successful fighter against drug trafficking. So again, not only was he fighting against ISIS, he was fighting against drug traffickers. This man has seen death come knocking in all different ways. He's the real deal. While we got this draft dodger, we got a draft dodger in the White House. Man ain't never served in the military. Probably don't even know how to shoot a gun. We got to get this clown out the White House. We got to remove him, people, because we have too many assets around this globe, and too many family and friends in the military for their lives to be thrown away just to keep the Republican Party in power and Donald Trump in the White House. This is becoming too much. On my last segment, people, I'm gonna give a call to Brother Porter. We're gonna do the sports call, and I'm gonna ask him to give his input on the things that's going on with Donald Trump and this whole administration trying to go to war, trying to stir up the hornet's nest with Iran, because I'm gonna get my phone lines in, but I like to get outside input just to let you know that normal people on the ground, well, they paying attention to this stuff. This is serious. We'll be back with the Daily Read.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
The Walk-In Closet presents MG Modeling and Talent Management. This is the hottest modeling and talent management company in the Murfreesboro and surrounding areas, with photo packages starting at $199 and up. Now this includes a complete makeover and professional photo shoot. Now when I say complete makeover, people, I mean hair, makeup, wardrobe, photography, and coaching. If you don't have that perfect outfit for your shoot, no worries. MG Modeling have it covered. Now they also have kids packages as well as ages from newborn and up. This is a professionally licensed beauty service team, and these photos are absolutely amazing, people. Now if you're looking to join the MG Modeling team, auditions are Wednesday through Sunday at 2 to 5 p.m. Contact information is 931-237-8699. That's 931-237-8699. You can also reach out by email at mgtai, that's mgtai at gmail.com. Again, that's mgtai at gmail.com. Thank you, people.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
This is the Daily Read, and I'm your host, Marcus Gentry. Now, to get back into the last few segments of the show, we was talking about Qasem Soleimani, the man that Donald Trump had killed over in Baghdad, and we got to impeach and remove this guy. Now I have on the phone with me one of my Mason brothers, Brother Porter. And he's gonna dive into the sports world. We haven't did sports in a couple of weeks. We had Christmas and New Year's, so I'm gonna let Brother Porter take over. What's up, Brother Porter?
What's going on, Brother Gentry, man?
Oh,
how you been doing, brother?
Oh man, I've been doing blessed. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Yeah,
That's right.
we got us a new year and a new outlook on life.
That's it. I'm nursing this doggone cold I done got, man.
Oh yeah.
Weather been up and down, hot, cold.
That's right.
You can't help but go outside and let's meet you when it feel good outside. You know what I'm saying?
That's
but
right.
You pay for it in the morning.
That's right. Especially when you're older. You in your 40s.
Yeah.
You in your 40s and up, man. The cold weather has an effect on you.
It's serious, man. Big thing though, and on the table right now is this Tom Brady. Boy, has he come to the end, man. We done watched this man for the past doggone 15 years, I'ma say.
Okay.
He's been strong out there. He's been real strong. He has become one of the most known cheaters in the league.
Yeah.
Them Titans put it on them.
Did they?
Them Titans played a tough game. You know, I was kind of concerned about them because they wasn't running Derrick Henry the way they should have the whole game, and they said they got away from it. They was real close to not beating them dudes, man, but they held it on in there, and that was real good, man.
Wow.
But the craziest people got to be the doggone Buffalo Bills. On a 16-point lead.
What? And they lost?
And lost.
Yeah.
The Texans shouldn't even been there. But they done lost the game to these boys, you know? And it's messed up. But you got a Wayne Dang Doodle going on. This year's Porter declared Super Bowl champions, and anybody that wants to join the bandwagon, I got the applications on the table right here.
So who your prediction gonna win the Super Bowl then?
Oh, it's all the way in New Orleans.
So you think the Saints gonna win? You really think the Saints gonna win?
The only way we don't win is if we get cheated.
So you saying this out of are you saying this from a fan perspective and the love of the Saints, or you saying this out of some type of formula that you done concocted that's telling you that they gonna win?
We're just looking at history, brother.
Okay. Okay.
So the man got 6 rings. I'm going back to break.
Okay.
He got 6 rings, and they calling him the GOAT, right?
Okay.
But my man, with the automatic shoulder and the automatic thumb, and with all the doctors and miracles, you know, that have put prosthetic devices in people that make them stronger. You know, they have made a beast out here. And my dude is driving on with this doggone touchdown scenario that ain't nobody ever going to be able to touch it again. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's time for them to come on around and see that this man right here is about to be the best in the world. So it's time. You know, Tom Brady got them 6 Super Bowls, but we've been cheated out of 4 of them 6 Super Bowls.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if we would have been cheated by Roger Goodell and Bill Belichick, you know, those are buddies.
Right.
Those guys are buddies, right? So that's out of cahoots now. So it's our time. My dude got probably about 2, maybe 3 more years left to go.
Okay. Well,
I think we could pull off 2 or 3 of them Super Bowls.
Now, see, this my thing. When I hear people talk about quarterbacks, okay, I always have a Montana test. I call it the Montana test. Now, where does he compare? Because you know Montana's supposed to be the greatest of all time.
Well, we're looking at the day and age of football, right?
Okay.
Back in Joe Montana days, the vast span of players with talent wasn't there.
I can't. They were harder hitting, man. See, when I look at that's dangerous.
You had less players with that elite caliber of play. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
You had less. You know, nowadays the talent is out of the roof. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, the technology, the coaching, you know, the training. I rolled up off of Joe Montana.
Yeah.
To the bone.
And that's why.
To the bone.
And that's why I always have the Montana test, because you know I look at the football player, because you know we work the Titans games, and when I look on that field and I see them players, they look like high school players to me. And back in the days when you saw the football players in the NFL, they looked like grown men. You know, they had the full beards, they had gray in their beard. I mean, these were real grown men, and they would knock your socks off. I'm talking about they would literally knock your helmet off if you get out there playing around and don't know what you're doing. But these younger generation of football players that's in the NFL today, they look like kids to me.
Well, yeah, they're smaller, but they're more agile.
Okay.
These dudes is hitting, man. Don't think they're not out there laying wood.
Okay.
But, you know, back in them days, you didn't have concussion rulings. You know,
right?
You might get hit. Look at probably the best running back ever could have been in the league. We never know. It'd never truthfully come out because of an injury. Bo Jackson.
Right.
Bo Jackson is a classic story. Back in them days, them illegal hits, people was getting hurt.
That's right.
Was over with.
And that's why I put emphasis on the Montana era, because to be a quarterback in them days, you had to be tough as nails. You know.
Well, you could have the same thing if you go back to basketball. Basketball, you could say the same thing.
That's true. That's true.
Rules,
that's true.
Right?
That's true.
Back in the days, if you come to the hole on Bill and Bill or one of them dudes,
right? They're gonna hurt you.
Microwave one, you're gonna get some stitches and your teeth gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, they're gonna hurt you.
You go to
the Barkley was a beast down there. Yeah, Barkley was a beast.
See?
Yeah.
So the talent here and the skill level that these guys is playing at now is a lot more elevated than back then.
Okay.
Back then, it was a learning process. So you didn't fit the rules based off of them guys, right?
Okay.
Them guys, 15 years of going back and looking at their injuries, how many of them are sitting at home dumb on the side of the couch or the bed and can't hardly tie their shoes.
Right,
you know
right.
What I'm saying? Because they exerted themselves out there now. They building these kids. Now, I looked at this, I was looking at this thing that the NFL was doing where they wanted you to film your local talent of these kids nowadays, you know what I mean? And they was going to make them a commercial.
Okay.
Well, these guys is, man, if you look at these little dudes, man, and hey, it ties into a lot of things here. You know, back in those days, when we was growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the parents there. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Both of them. I remember running down that football field, and I had mama and daddy in there yelling.
That's right.
Mama and daddy, right?
Right.
Now you got children with the big booty with Junior out there.
Right.
That's all he got. And
right.
That's the dreams that our kids got. Either you got wicked jump shot. Who said in the song? Either you got a wicked jump shot or you go, Notorious Big.
Yeah.
In the dope game. Because that's what they see. They see people with the fancy vehicles and stuff. And that's what the mentality is. But these kids get out here and all they want to do is they hear their name, boom, boom, boom. I was walking down the street the other day. These youngsters out there shooting lights.
Yeah.
And one of the local football stars out here.
Oh, wow.
I was like, dude. Man, where you going to college at, man? And then you're about to graduate. He said, man, he said, forget school. He didn't say forget.
Yeah.
He said, forget school. And I was like, what you mean, man?
I did a show on that a few weeks back, man, about how people don't understand when their talent run out. Yeah. And that's the worst thing that you can see in a grown up, a older person, is when they still living like they 19, 20, 21, 24. You know, when your talent, see, most people don't understand your talent run out around the end of high school or the beginning of college. And most people don't make it to the pros. Most people don't make it to the NBA, the NFL, because your talent run out. You're not good enough for that. And a lot of people don't want to let that go. You know, it's the same way in a lot of things in society. They don't understand that your talent is not there. It never was. You know what I'm saying? But some people live in a dream state that they feel like they can still do it.
Now everybody got talent now. You look at the NBA, man. The NBA is the biggest thing to look at right now. Look at the NBA. The days of having just one superstar on the team is over with.
Yeah.
They got teams full of 4 5.
Yeah, but a thing about the NBA now, I'm gonna speak on that a little bit too. They're not defensive. A lot of them guys is making all these spectacular plays in the NBA. They don't have defensive specialists no more. It's run and gun. Like when you see LeBron James running up and down that basketball court every time he get the ball, slamming and making all kinds of powerful moves. If he played back when, the giants of the NBA played, he wouldn't do this. He wouldn't be the same superstar he is today. You had guys who was on the court that were defensive specialists. They didn't make no more than 2-3 points a game, but they wasn't in the game to score points. They was in the game to stop a particular person. They don't have that. They don't have that no more. It's more like when you got 2 or 3 superstars on every team, and every time you see an NBA game, one side get the ball, he dunks down here, the other side get the ball, he come down here, make a spectacular play and dunks down here. There's nobody playing defense. They scared. They scared for their contact. They don't have them Barkleys. They don't have them Barkleys that'll knock you down if you come down here and tell you.
They got soft now.
Yeah,
they got soft now.
That's right.
People done been hurt.
That's right.
People done been hurt real bad out there in a lot of sports stuff. People been hurt, and as technology increases, it does look like it appears to be softer.
Yeah.
But you got to have it, man. You got to, man. Like I said, Bo Jackson, he was the best running back ever going to be in the world.
Yeah,
that dude is serious. And then he got hit 130 hit.
I think I still got a Bo Jackson card somewhere, man. I got to look at my old boxes.
I got a Bo Jackson jersey.
Man,
college
hey, we might have some money. We might have some money somewhere. But I'm coming towards the end of the show, man, and I wanted to get I want you to get your input on this whole Qassam Soleimani thing, man, cause I can see this coming a mile away. We've been around for a while, man. We ain't no young boys, man. And this the same thing happened with Bush when he lost that election against Al Gore, and everybody was talking about that recount. And then we went into a war, the whole recount stopped. And all of a sudden, everybody just got behind Bush. Even Democrats got behind Bush. So I'm seeing this same thing taking place, man, with this Donald Trump character. He's trying to keep himself from being impeached and run out of office by starting a war, sacrificing hundreds of thousands of lives, man. What you think about this whole ordeal that's going on, man?
Well, the bottom line is definitely almighty dollar, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I think that I read an article a couple of weeks ago about this oil reserve that they done found, right?
Right.
It's got 253 billion gallons of oil in there, or barrels, or however they measure that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's a lot of oil involved in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm heated in my neighborhood, right? Because in my neighborhood, you got a lot of Iranian store owners. You can't go to the gas station now without buying from these Iranians.
I just said that on my first segment of the show before I even called. I just said that. They don't realize the hornet's nest. They don't realize the hornet's nest that they stirred up with this.
That's right. I said this a long time ago. When this stuff kicks off in the United States, on United States soil, we have already let the enemy and the beast in upon us.
That's true.
And this fool that we got in office right now, he has no remorse or no care about life.
That's true.
All he cares about is that money.
That's true. Himself and his family. That's it.
He's blinding. He's done something so horrible to take our minds, like you said, same thing Bush did, take our minds off of what's really, really going on, right?
That's right.
So right now, if America don't step up and ride with with Trump, then they're gonna make a miracle look weak.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So you got the right political people in this place. See, when they did the impeachment vote, they should have went on and removed from office vote too. Right then.
That's right.
I don't know why Nancy Pelosi said let's wait on it.
I can tell you about that. See, Nancy Pelosi is banking on the fact that one or two things is finna happen during this next election. Donald Trump is not finna be put back in office, or if he is, the Senate is going to change hands. So now, if the Senate becomes Democrat, she can send those papers to the Senate and they can go on and convict him and remove him, even if he becomes president again. So she's making a calculation, man, that I can understand. I can read between the lines. What they done impeached him in the House. Now they sitting on the papers because they know Mitch McConnell is not going to impeach Donald Trump.
Right.
So if Mitch McConnell loses his election, because Mitch McConnell's up for re-election too, and if he loses the election, he's not going to be the Speaker in the Senate. So that means it's going to be a new leadership, and the Democrats are going to take over the Senate, and then she can send them papers over to the Senate, and if Donald Trump does become president again, they'll go ahead and remove him then. You know what I'm saying? So she banking on that calculation, man. I can see it coming, man, but you know.
But we got
it's too
a long time till that happen.
Yeah, it's too much damage. It's too much damage he can do between now and the next election. But there's no other choice, though. She don't have no other choice.
I'm just for this, man. You know what? In my history of my life and these 47 years I've been living, I have never seen the type of politics that we have gotten into. And it kind of started back when Sarah Palin got up there running for president.
Yeah. You can't, not Sarah Palin. We just gonna go on and call it what it is, man. This country still has a racial tinge to it. Regardless of whether you have kids, regardless of whether you have kids by whites, regardless of whether you hang with whites, regardless of whether you got kids that are mixed, regardless of all of that, this country still has a bigotry that's right up under the surface. Even light-skinned blacks against dark-skinned blacks. You know what I'm saying? And I talked about this on one of my other shows where, if you go to a club with a group of guys and you see a group of females, the first woman that these guys are going to run to is the light-skinned girl or the white girl. Because it's there. It's right up under the surface. And when Barack Obama became president, all of that racial shit that was suppressed, it wasn't gone. It was suppressed. It bubbled to the surface. Because a society in America didn't care about blacks becoming mayors. They didn't care about blacks becoming governors, blacks becoming all of this stuff. But when it became blacks becoming a president, they had a problem with that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So it all started with Obama and the whole Donald Trump racial, because it's a lot of people that live next door to us and work with us that's white that voted for this guy. They're not gonna tell you, but they secretly voted for him. And I can tell at work, like when I go to work and I'm around my co-workers. And me and a couple of guys in there get to talking bad about Donald Trump. You can tell the ones that get real quiet. They don't want to hear it because they ain't gonna join in on the conversation. But you can tell they that rebel flag waving type that didn't want Obama in the beginning, and now they feel like they got their great white hope in the White House that's gonna bring this country back to what they want it to be.
It's the call of a dying breed, brother.
Yeah.
It's a call of a dying breed.
Right. They know they dying out. They dying out.
I I can't remember what her name is, but she's like one of the head deans at UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
And she did a forum, it was all white people. It was a political forum. She did it in there. And she asked the white people to say, hey, how many of you would like to be treated the same way as black people?
I think I seen that video. Yeah.
Nobody raised their hand. She said, let me ask you again. How many of you want to be harassed like black people?
That's
Nobody
right.
raised their hand.
That's
and
right.
the ending of that was that if you're sitting back and you're allowing this and you're not saying anything about it, you're just as bad as the people that are doing it.
That's right.
And I think that the big change is going to come with these millennials. The millennials is going to be the ones that are going to change because they don't see color. They don't see money. They don't see common interests. They don't see things like that. The millennials are,
Right.
We've gotten out of, racism is a learned behavior.
It is.
These kids don't grow up and hate each other. I got kids mixed relationships. You know what I mean? And I've had to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's serious out there that it's that way. You know what I mean? That,
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, domestic violence, brother. Domestic violence. Me and my old lady one time had an argument. And I was like, man, you know what? Forget what you're talking about. And I throwed a French fry, brother. I throwed a French fry on her. She was a white girl.
Uh-huh.
And somebody saw me hit her with a French fry, and they called the police. Simple as a French fry. And when the police got there, these mothers took me to jail.
Right.
For hitting a girl with a French fry.
Right.
But they didn't have nothing really to take me to jail for because it wasn't nothing really that bad.
That's
But
right.
when we got behind that, when we was down at the courthouse, they made her drive down there. Of course, they took me in the car because I was black.
Right.
They took us down there, and the judge was like, "Well, ma'am, this is a French fry."
And I know she didn't press charges, did she?
She didn't. She said, but it was wrong that he hit me with it. And
That's
I started
right.
crying.
And see, the police.
She said she was embarrassed.
And see,
So
the
what
police
judge
could have.
do?
The police could have settled that right there by asking her.
Right.
Hey,
What
lady,
did
you
he
want to
do?
press charges against this man for throwing a French fry at you? She probably would have told him no right there on the spot.
Right. And they didn't give the opportunity to that. She didn't call, I didn't call. Somebody else called. But I'm sitting here on this side of the glass with these handcuffs on behind my back, and I'm a black man, and you got this white woman sitting on the other side, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she ain't really saying that because she don't really want to do me in.
That's right.
She wasn't on that at all, period. You know what I mean?
Right.
But just because I was black, they made an issue out of it. But we did the same going on. See, because I had to bond out of jail. I had to do 10 hours in jail, anger cool down time or whatever.
Right.
And then, so they gave me a court date, which was 2 weeks later, right?
Mhm.
So when we go in front of the judge and they called my name, me and my baby mama, we went up there, we was holding hands. And we told the judge we love each other and we wanted to do, some kind of counseling, pretrial counseling or whatever, and that's what we did. And it never made it to my record, But how many times has it made it to the record?
That's
how
right.
How many times has this gone bad?
That's right.
In the opposite direction. I tell you something else crazy too, man. Illinois, most crookedest state in the United States.
That's right.
Right?
That's where we from.
Okay. They just legalized marijuana on the 1st, right?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, legalize marijuana. You can go buy your bag of green from the grocery store now in Illinois.
I got to call my cousin. I got to call my cousin up there. I know they ready.
Hey, but the thing of it is the government want to make the money.
Oh, he
so
won't.
why I'm gonna go to their dispensary and buy a gram for $80 when I go over here to Lil Willie over here on South Fifth Street and buy me one for $20.
Right.
It's bad business in the game, man.
That's right. It's all about that money,
People
man.
want to control it.
That's right. I got to cut this short, man. I love talking to you, Porter. You give me good insights on sports and politics, man. But you know,
right, bro.
this is the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. Thank you, people.
All right.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
Business.